They were supposed to protect, guide, and set an example. Instead, these respected community leaders walked straight into a sting. Let's take a closer look at the moments that exposed their double lives. Number 5. Detectives posing as underage girls and boys are getting bombarded with message after message from men looking for sex.
It got dark.
One of them is this guy. He's 28-year-old Brandon of Kissimmee, Florida. The detectives fill me in on the text chat and give me some unsettling background information.
Works for Walt Disney World.
So he works for Disney?
Yes, sir.
Or that's his last known employment. I don't know if it's current, but last.
The date says 7/10 of 18 to August 13th of 24.
So up until recently, he worked, at least it appears, for Disney.
Yeah.
Does it say what he did for Disney?
No, sir.
She asks you in the chat, will it hurt? And you basically say, well, it's not gonna hurt you. You're the man. You're just gonna have your way with her. Just doesn't sound right, Brandon.
I get what you mean.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yes, sir.
And what do you do for a living, Brandon?
I have 2 jobs.
2 jobs, and what are they?
I work for Disney.
Disney, and what do you do for Disney?
I'm a lifeguard.
You're a lifeguard.
Yes, sir.
So you guard people at a pool,
Yes, sir.
and some of those people are children,
Yes, sir.
and you watch those children swim in their bathing suits.
Yes, sir.
Knowing what we know now, you see the picture that I'm putting together in my head. Here's a guy who shows up to have sex with a 14-year-old girl, and he spends his days protecting children at a pool.
Yes, sir.
If you're a parent of one of those kids, how are you feeling right now?
Not great.
Not great.
Yes, sir.
So you got a guy who came into a sting house to have sex with a child, who's got a job with Disney, guarding children dressed in swimsuits at a pool. Do you ever have sexual thoughts about those children?
I do not. Honestly.
But you're here.
I know, but I do not. I can honestly tell you that.
You understand why I'm skeptical.
Yes, I understand, but I can tell you right now I do not.
How are the folks at Disney gonna feel about this?
They're not gonna like it.
That's an understatement. Number 4. What do you do for a living?
I'm teaching. I'm a professor
You're a professor? And where are you a professor?
in Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Michigan University? And what's the subject you teach?
I teach a program called Polymer and Coating.
Polymer and coating.
Yeah.
And is that engineering, or is that for
Yeah.
auto paint, or what is that for?
Yeah, it is for all type of paints, auto, architectural,
Auto and architectural painting.
right.
And how long have you been a professor at Eastern Michigan University?
For last 22 years.
22 years. And what are you doing here today?
So let me explain.
Okay, please explain.
Okay, let me calm down first.
Yeah, okay.
So I was chatting with this person.
Yeah, and who was this person you were chatting with?
I don't know her name.
But what did you know about her? A girl?
Yeah.
And how old was the girl?
So it was stated as 19.
But what did the girl tell you her age was?
Yeah, she said 15.
15. Okay, so you came here to meet a 15-year-old girl.
I just plead you to just, this is my first time this happened, and I will never go there, or I'll find another way to help.
Okay. All right, well, Vijay, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it. These folks want to talk to you as well, so they're going to take it from here, okay? I appreciate it. We reached out to Eastern Michigan University, and a spokesman told us the actions the individual is accused of are detestable and abhorrent, and stand against everything the university stands for. Upon learning about this matter, the individual was immediately suspended, barred from campus, and prohibited with any further contact with the university or our students. If convicted in this matter, the individual will never set foot on our campus again. There is no place for the repugnant actions he's accused of committing. The university is cooperating fully with law enforcement and will continue to monitor the situation closely. We take these matters very seriously, as the safety and well-being of our campus community is our top priority. Number 3. And in the starting lineup is this player I'm about to meet.
His claim to fame, according to him, is he's an umpire. He's umpired high school games, college. He wants to be a professional umpire. He traveled to meet what he thought was a 13-year-old male after grooming online. This is a nasty, nasty guy.
Leo, an aspiring Major League Baseball umpire, is about to go down swinging in a very disturbing way. During the operation, Leo initiated a conversation with a boy named Nathan. But Nathan was in fact a sheriff's office detective. After detectives speak with Leo, I'm next up to the plate.
How you doing?
Pissed.
I'm sorry.
Pissed.
Pissed? Why are you pissed?
I was, oh shit, I know what I'm looking at. Fuck.
Well, tell me why you're pissed.
I just got a new job, got everything straight for once. Me just being horny, fucking goes on Grindr, and just, I wasn't even gonna do it. I literally just told myself, fuck it, don't, just fucking leave. Leave, go work, make some money, be fine. And then decided to pull in, and I'm like, fuck. And then I was really hesitant to. I really wasn't gonna, I didn't even know. I was honestly just gonna go around, drive by, and then just leave.
And where is your new job?
I prefer not to say.
What kind of a job is it? Characterize it.
Leo is being elusive about what he specifically does for a living. He hints that it's on television.
I'm trying to find a way to say so, not to give it away. Media, I guess I would say.
Media?
Media.
So you work in radio, TV?
It's sometimes on TV.
On TV? So you're actually on TV?
Here and there.
Here and there. And what do you do on TV?
I'd rather not say.
Do you do commercials? Or
No.
do you do the news or weather? Or?
No, I'd just rather not say, because honestly, I'm very pissed off at myself. I don't even know if I can get out of this or if there is a way, because I literally started like in a month, and I was literally supposed to get a phone call like in a week.
So you were going to get a job like in television?
Correct.
Correct. And now you're on television with me because you came to meet a 13-year-old boy for sex.
And look at the shit that I fucking did. I literally ruined my life.
All right, Leo. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.
As I turn to leave, Leo's apparently not done talking yet. Like a manager arguing with an umpire, Leo continues.
Okay, just please forget. Just tell the guys that are they're intent to hurt the kids.
You want me to get the other guys?
Yes. The guys that
But you're one of those guys, Leo.
I really wasn't trying to do. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just gonna drive around and just leave. I'd be like, fuck it, because I was fucking.
But you want me to get the other guys who are responsible for this? Okay. We will, Leo. We will.
Have a good night.
You too. Leo wants us to get the guys who are going after kids. Well, Leo is one of those guys. It also appears that he's blown a real good chance for a good job.
While Polk County may be one of the largest communities in the state, for Leo, it's a small world. In a twist of fate, Lieutenant Bobby Kirkpatrick of the Polk County Sheriff's Office actually knows Leo and was, shall we say, surprised by his actions.
This latest predator, his name was familiar to you.
He was.
Explain that.
So one of the guys had referenced that they thought he was somewhat familiar because they thought that he had perhaps umpired or officiated one of his son's baseball games. So again, Polk County is a growing county, but I was once involved in that inner circle of umpiring. I'm still involved in Little League Baseball. But when I heard that, I said, well, "What's his name?" And they said Leo. I said, "Wow, this is somebody who I've known since I believe he was 15 years old. He first met. Certainly 16 years old. So it's shocking. I mean, we never know who's going to come in, through the door. We never know who's traveling to see us. But this is somebody who I officiated high school baseball games with. Together, we were on the same field, and he's your partner. It's just a two-man crew, so we're partners, and have a job to do. Got to get it right in our jobs. There's a lot of communication, and yeah, I'm a little taken aback right now. Just again baffled.
Number 2.
I don't feel like I've had any attention for so long that
Right.
I just want, I'm not ready to get away from my wife, but I wanted some attention, and I just thought, today's the day, and, I got time, and I don't really have an excuse. I mean, this was just, it was,
Next, a question I ask all the men sitting across from me, but I didn't anticipate the answer I was about to get.
Jeff, what do you do for a living?
you're not going to believe it. I was a cop for over 20 years.
You were a
and
cop
I do insurance. And
for over 20
I
years?
had my license fucked up.
Where were you a cop, Jeff?
I went through the academy in Detroit.
Detroit. You went to the Detroit Police
Class
Academy.
97F. I worked in Millington for 6 years till we got laid off. Worked part-time in Cloud for a year and a half. And I went to Florida and finished down there. I left in 2017.
So you worked for the Millington Police Department?
And I worked part-time in the city of Cloud.
I can't hear you. Pull your hand.
Sorry, I worked part-time in the city of Cloud.
Clio, you worked part-time as a cop. And Millington? And where did you work as a cop in Florida?
Longboat Key.
Longboat Key as a police officer.
I was a sergeant when I left.
You were a sergeant when you left. Do you ever bust anybody for doing this very same thing?
Not once.
You were a sworn officer of the law.
I know.
Jeff, you should know better.
I do know better. That's the problem.
I know, but help me to understand how you crossed this line as a cop. How many years you were a cop? 18 years?
20.
20 years a cop.
97 to 17.
97 to
I was
17.
a reserve in Genesee Township for 4 years before that.
Why did you lock the door after you came in, Jeff?
Because I didn't want somebody else coming in.
Right. Because you knew what you were doing was wrong.
Well,
You were going to...
I knew when I showed up here that was
You were
wrong.
going to
and I
sexually
just-
exploit a 15-year-old girl. Do you know how that
15 was
looks?
it? Yeah, I
a
know how it
20-year
looks.
cop,
What?
60-year-old man who should know better.
What do you want me to say? I know better. I should have known better.
You
and I
walk
shouldn't
in, you
even
lock
come
the
in.
door, and then you come over and pursue her, and she tells you she's held it because your fantasy was to have her urinate on you.
And I told her that wasn't a big deal. I wasn't concerned about that.
You were going to pay extra for it.
Well, but again, it's in the text. I mean, if it's
Right,
if
you're
it
gonna
is,
get
it
oral
is. If
sex
it
from a
isn't-
15-year-old
If it
girl.
is, it is, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't really, that's not the big priority.
What should happen to you, Jeff?
You got the sheriff's department here. I know what's going to happen.
What?
Yeah, it's jail.
And finally, number 1.
Well, I don't really know what to do,
You don't, huh?
No.
You want to just chill out here?
Well, I mean, if that's what you want, let me go get my vape real quick.
Do what?
Let me go get my vape real quick.
And he's going to be very surprised when he meets me and my cameras.
Hey, how you doing?
Ah!
I'm going to need you to sit over there. Right over there. Go now. You don't want to go out that door. Sir, do yourself a favor and sit in that seat right over there.
Last chance.
Last chance.
Okay.
Giant, sit down.
Go ahead. Have a seat. Look at me. What's your name?
James.
James, how old are you?
Too old.
Too old. What do you mean by too old?
I'm 43.
43. And where do you live, James?
Fred Lucasort.
Where?
Lucasort.
Lucasort. And what do you do for a living, James?
I'm a custodian.
A custodian. And where are you a custodian?
Jefferson County.
Jefferson County what?
Board of Education.
The Board of Education. Do you work in a school?
Yeah.
Is that a high school, a middle school, or what is that?
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
All right. Why are you here tonight, James?
To do something I shouldn't be doing.
And what is that?
To have sex.
To have sex with who?
with a person I shouldn't be doing it with.
And why should you not be doing it with that person?
I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know.
You tell me. Because he's 15?
Yep.
15. Why did you come here?
I don't know.
You don't know. You got on the app.
Yeah.
What were you looking for?
Just have a little bit of fun.
Have a little bit of fun.
Yep.
And you thought it'd be okay to come have sex with a 15-year-old boy who was home alone, James.
Yep.
You asked all about his mom. You wanted to make sure the mom wasn't going to walk in on you.
Yep.
You say, if I fuck you right, it's going to hurt. Explain that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I know isn't going to cut it. You were going to come over here and have anal sex with this boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you're not concerned that this may have lifelong implications on this boy.
Yep.
You ask if he's ever had a girlfriend. You ask if he's ever been intimate with a girl. Whether he's ever been with another guy. Whether he's ever sucked dick. You say this to someone you thought was a 15-year-old boy. How long you can stay, you want to know. How far did you drive tonight, James?
Not far.
Not far.
Not far.
How many other guys have you met on this app?
Not many.
Not many. I quantify it for me.
Just probably a couple.
A couple. And how old are those fellas?
Older.
Over what?
Over the age of 21.
Over the age of 21.
Yeah.
And why tonight, James, did you decide to come over here and rape a 15-year-old boy?
I don't know.
I don't know isn't a good answer. You have to explain this to me so I can understand it, James.
What's Linda gonna say, James?
She's gonna be mad at me. I can tell you that much, Justin.
What time does your mom get out of church?
She's probably at out by now.
And what does she do after church, typically?
We both work at church.
You work at church?
Yep.
So what do you do there? Wednesday night's a big church night, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes to church Wednesday night.
We're both custodians at
Right.
church.
So you clean up after the service?
Yeah. I
wrap it up.
was supposed to go lock up and stuff.
You were supposed to go lock up tonight.
Yep.
Who's going to lock up the church tonight then?
I guess Mom is.
Mom is.
Yep.
How long have you been living with your mom?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Yep.
And were you thinking you'd live alone with your girlfriend at some point?
Yeah. When we probably got married.
It's going to be hard to tell your mom about this.
I know.
All right, James, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank y'all.
Known my whole life.
Deputy Justin Moore was visibly shaken when he came face to face with a man with whom he was having a graphic text exchange. Why? Because they've known each other since childhood. You had no idea the man who was trying to hook up with a 15-year-old boy on this social media platform was a guy you had known since childhood?
Had no idea.
When did you realize it?
As soon as we walked out to see him, immediately recognized him.
And who is he to you?
Just grew up down the road from him, and he's just been a church member for as long as I can remember, and still is.
I can't imagine all the thoughts being processed right now. You being an integral part of this investigation, and somebody coming into it. And this is not the first time we've seen this.
No, it's not. That's what's scary about it.
Would you ever suspect this fella of doing something like this?
No. I guess there's been some accusations, but I wouldn't have expected it to be him showing up. But you never know.
What does this say?
You never really can tell when you know somebody. When you think you know somebody, you really don't.
You've seen a lot of stuff as a member of the sheriff's office.
Yes, sir.
this ranks right up there with something that
It's be one of the top ones I remember now.
blew you away a little bit.
Yes, sir.